Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuzie. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuzie. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum tac. Și răspund după ce înțeleg ce-ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trecem prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieten, de cine-i loial. Restul voia sorții, scuze, mă cheamă propriu destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Sipim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Fiindcă avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuzie. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuzie. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Ce ale, nu știu ce să aleg. Dar ce ale. Nu te teme de moarte că nu-ți mai trăiești viața. Pune zâmbetul pe față dimineața. Du-te, ia legume fresh, fă-ți viața. Pune doar ce trebuie în trupul ăla ca un rasa. Niște mișcare ca să ungă carcasa. Binecuvântare nu e lumea prea razna. Alegerile noastre ne fac să simțim asta. Atât de multe drumuri eu de alei. Dar ce ale.
Știi, avem o singură viață și
nu știu ce să aleg.
merită să ne stresăm în fiecare zi pentru toate mizeriile.
Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refugie. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refugie. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. One life, one life. One life, one life, one life. One life, one life, one life, one life. Learn it, love it, live it. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuzie. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuzie. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum tac. Și răspund după ce înțeleg ce-ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trecem prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieten, de cine-i loial. Restul voia sorții, scuze, mă cheamă propriu destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Sipim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Fiindcă avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuzie. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuzie. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Dar ce ale.
And welcome everyone, good morning and welcome to another deadline stream on this channel. Thanks a lot for joining, really appreciate it. How are you first? Hopefully you all had a pretty nice week at work or not. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Sorry for the lack of content, let's say. This week I was really caught up in work at my job this week. So yeah, sorry for the missing stream on Wednesday. But yeah, from the next week on, hopefully I'm going to be able to do that. Thanks a lot for joining this early. Good morning. Really happy to see you here. Sorry for the missing. Yeah, hopefully you can hear me correctly. Yeah, finally FPL is back. Yeah, the international break, it feels like it was ages ago from Gaming 7. If you have any questions, we're going to wait to see if any people are going to turn up, and then I'm going to show you my team and we're going to discuss about my plans for Gaming 8. Again, I'm still debating. If you watch my team selection video from yesterday, you know pretty much what my moves, or at least how my thinking is for Game Week 8. Now again, we need to see if Enzo Fernandez, obviously, if we're going to get a leak that Enzo Fernandez is going to start, that would be really helpful for me. If not, probably I'm just going to roll the transfer. Yeah, so it looks like we're okay. Pam pam. Hi Abednego Padayash, thank you so much for joining the stream. Hey Denis, thanks for the deadline stream. I thank you for being here on the stream. It really means a lot. Obviously, I'm doing these streams for you, but obviously, you also help me with them, because if no people are not going to be on the stream, then yeah, pretty much it would not be that funny for me to talk alone here. But thanks a lot for joining this early. Really appreciate everyone. Hi Ivan, hi Dennis, how you doing? Hope you well. Yeah, I was sick 2 weeks ago or something like that, and now I'm better. Yeah, I was just I had a lot of let's say over hours to do at my job this week, so that's why maybe a little bit of a lack of content for me. But yeah, still I uploaded a video of a 50 minutes video, so yeah, pretty much I think that I covered a lot in that one. Thanks a lot for the question, Ivan. How are you? Also, good morning, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining. 8 people already. Really appreciate you guys. How are you guys? What are your plans for Game Week 8? Are you making any transfers? Are you rolling? What are your dilemmas? Do. Yeah, I remember also, guys, for me to turn up the countdown with 2 hours before the deadline. So yeah, it obviously it is after an international break. So for FPL, it feels like some kind of a boring week, if you ask me. I mean, mm, yeah, depending obviously, because not a lot of players have amazing fixtures. The ones that probably wanna buy for our teams, like Enzo Fernandez, have some doubts attached to them. So yeah, a strange week, let's just say it like that. Hi Sharap Alden Butia, thanks a lot for joining the stream. My wildcard team: Kelleher, Dubravka, Timber, Senesi, Mitchell, Alderete, Rhys James, Saka, Sar, Ryan, Semenyo, Kudus, Haaland, Mateta, Voldemad. If I was wildcarding, now I'm just going to give you my opinion, right? Sure up, I would go for 3 players from Arsenal because the fixtures are just great. They are a great team, obviously. They are playing decent. So probably I would go something like Gabriel and Timber, both of them in defense. Then Saka, yeah, I really like him. Kelleher, Dubravka, again, if you don't want to go for a more expensive goalkeeper like Pope or Raya or Sanchez, then yeah, Kelleher and Dubravka is okay. Senesi, Mitchell. Instead of Mitchell, I would go for pretty much any other defender from Crystal Palace. I know that he scored or he got a big haul last game week or 2 game weeks ago, but still the other defenders from Crystal Palace are better for defensive contributions like Lacroix, Guehi and Richards. Now if you want to go for a cheap one, I would just go Richards there instead of Mitchell. Alderete is okay. Reece James, again, probably he's going to play most games for Chelsea. With Chelsea defense, I just think that there is that chance of rotation, and obviously with Reece James we know that his injury record is not the best. Now if I was to go for a Chelsea defender, probably I would just go Chalobah, but again, if you think that Reece James is going to get good minutes and play a good amount of games, then yeah, he's fine. Sakasa, Reinders, Semenyo. On a wildcard, I definitely would go for Enzo Fernandez. I don't really care if he's not going to start in Game Week 8, but you want to have Enzo Fernandez for the future. So yeah, Sakasa, Reinders, Semenyo, Kudus. Maybe if you can get Enzo Fernandez instead of Reinders, or then you just need to sell Kudus to Enzo Fernandez. So that's what I would do. Haaland, Mateta, Voldemort is a perfectly fine forward line. Again, you could look to someone like João Pedro, but other than that, Bowen, Voldemort, Mateta, these are pretty much the options, and obviously you're going with Haaland. So yeah, that's pretty much my opinion. So for Van Ikvan, Roofs, Senesi, Burn, Timber. That's nice. Semenyo, Enzo, Anthony, Paqueta, Gyökeres, Voldemort, Haaland. That's a nice team. Now Anthony again. Burnley are playing against Leeds, so yeah, it's fine. Semenyo, Paqueta, yeah. Donnarumma on your bench, okay. I think that I would start Donnarumma if you have him instead of Ropes, to be honest with you. Everton at home is a decent fixture, yes, and City also are a decent defense, so probably I would start Donnarumma. In that case, Tarkovsky, Chalobah, and also I would start Chalobah, I think, instead of Burn. Maybe Newcastle are playing against Brighton. Instead of Burn or instead of Senesi, probably I would start Chalobah. Should I? Okay, so you need to bench boost. Okay, I should have read the entirety of the question. I have forfeit transfers if bench boost, who to change or just roll. So obviously Grealish can't play against Manchester City. Then yeah, I would sell Grealish to, I don't know, someone like Sar maybe, if you want them long term. And then yeah, if you wanna change Tarkovsky, but probably I'm not sure if that's worth it. I mean, which defenders are you going to buy? Maybe Grealish to Sar, upgrade maybe Anthony if you can, but other than that, your team looks okay. Now you have some doubts with Enzo Fernandez, obviously, but yeah, probably I would say that he's going to start, but yeah, let's wait and see if we get any more leaks. So yeah, your team looks good. Probably I would just use the bench boost. Now it really depends which transfer you wanna make. Donnarumma and Chalobah are perfectly fine. Tarkovsky and Grealish are not great because they are playing against Manchester City, but even Tarkovsky probably is going to get defensive contributions. So you're looking like 3, 4 maybe or 2 points for Tarkovsky. So it really depends if you want to buy a defender who's going to be good for you for the future, and in that case, yeah, probably if you can get to someone like Gabriel, that would be nice, but I'm not sure if you have the money, so probably that's what I would do. Downgrade Grealish and upgrade Tarkovsky to Gabriel, Van Ikvan, and then you have a really good bench boost. Hi Frank Golding, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciated. And also good morning. I really need your help. My team is Roya Dubravka, Van de Ven, Rodon, Gabriel, Senesi, Anderson, Bruno, Semenyo, Kudus, Ryan, Dirsen, J, Haaland, Pedro, Gyökeres. With 4 free transfers, what do I do? So pretty much, Frank, you have our teams are really similar, and yeah, this week you can play Gabriel, Rodon, and then Senesi or Van de Ven. If you now again you're in a different situation from myself. If I had 4 free transfers, I would be tempted to just buy Bukayo Saka, to be honest with you, and make the switch. So yeah, maybe. But then again, which forward are you buying? Because you have already João Pedro. So I would upgrade Bruno to Saka and downgrade Gyökeres to another striker. That's what I would do with 4 free transfers, Frank. Other than that, yeah, your team looks decent. Again, it's not a problem to keep Gyökeres if you think that he's going to be okay, but then yeah, you can even roll the transfer if you want. Your team looks decent. Your team looks okay. Now, instead of Gyökeres, the options you have at the moment, Voldemort, Bowen, you can even downgrade to someone like Guyu or Obi from Manchester United, the 4.3 million forward, if you want to save up some cash and use it elsewhere. But yeah, probably I would go for Voldemort, I think. Short term, definitely I would go for Bowen if you want to striker just for the short term. Hi Henry Hinz, hi Lawrence Corcoran, thank you so much guys for joining the stream, really appreciated, and good morning also to you. I'm benching, I'm bench boosting. Who do I put on the bench, Caicedo or Minte? Now I would put Caicedo on the bench, but yeah, it doesn't really matter because you're going to get the points for both of them. But I get your idea. If you want to have a more accurate idea of how your bench boost is going to look like, I would still play Minte instead of Caicedo, I think. Usually that's what I would do. Morning Dennis, morning Lawrence. Is Enzo Fernandez to Njay a good switch this week? If you mean to sell Njay to Enzo Fernandez, I'm not so sure if that's... We need to see if Enzo is going to start, if we're going to get a league that Enzo is starting, because at the moment we have some doubts about Enzo Fernandez. But I don't think that I would sell Njay to Enzo Fernandez. I would try to find the other midfielder to sell. For an example, I have also Njay in my team, but I would rather just sell Bruno Fernandes to Enzo than to sell Njay, because the fixtures for Everton are decent long term, obviously not in Game Week 8. Grealish to Sar, Minte, and Tarkovsky to Gabriel, Van de Ven. If I bench boost, if I roll, I'd be fine, I guess, because I have Chalobah and Tarkovsky. If either Enzo or Anthony not playing, still dilemma, bench boost or not. I mean, your team looks great. Even I think that I would use the bench boost because your team looks decent and it just doesn't really... it's not worth it to just delay the bench boost that much from my point of view. And if you sell Tarkovsky to Gabriel and Grealish to Sar, you're okay for the long term. You're okay, more than okay for this week also. So yeah, that looks great. Can I bench boost with Dubravka, Rodon, Anderson, and Njay, or should I change some of them? So you have 4 free transfers. Okay. I mean, Dubravka and Rodon are fine. Anderson probably is going to get defensive contribution, and Njay again is decent. I don't think that I would sell them just for the bench boost, because I would like to keep Anderson, I would like to keep Njay long term, so I would not sell them. Now it really depends if you want to use the bench boost. Probably I would, and hope that Burnley Leeds is going to be a 0-0 draw. Bro, please update regarding Caicedo and Alderete starting. Yeah, let's just move to my team. So Alderete, we're going to take a look in a minute, okay? Abid Al Hossein, thank you so much for joining the stream. Also Muhammad Atif, thanks a lot guys for joining the stream. We're going to take a look at what happened in the press conferences yesterday. Now, if I want to make your resume, Alderete, the news was positive from Thursday, but also yesterday, I think that he was pictured in training. So I think that if you have Alderete, as you can see from my team, I'm starting him at the moment. I would just start him. And hopefully if he's not going to start, he's not going to be a part of the game at all. So the news is positive. Again, it's not 200% sure that he's going to start. Personally, my opinion is that he's going to start. But again, I'm not always right. My team is Dubravka, Sels, Senesi, Cucurella, Porro, Esteve, Konate, Nje, Semenyo, Reinders, Sar, Bruno, Haaland, Pedro, and Wood. Who should I bench? Definitely I would start Cucurella, Porro, and Esteve. I would bench, I think, in that case, Senesi and Konate. Nje, Semenyo, Reinders, Sar, Bruno. Wood is playing against Chelsea. I would definitely bench Wood. So yeah, pretty much that's it. I would play Haaland, Pedro, Bruno, Sar, Reinders, Semenyo, and Jay, and bench Wood. Or should I swap Konate with Timber and Wood with Thiago with -4 and then bench boost? I would not take a -4 just for the sake of using the bench boost. Yeah, let's just start the countdown. We're 2 hours till the deadline. Now again, I would not use a -4 just for the sake of bench boosting. Again, Konate, it's an interesting one. If you have him, again, he has a decent fixture, I would say, against Manchester United. But I'm not sure if I want to have Konate long term. So if you want to get rid of him, you can just sell him to Timber. But I would not sell also Wood to Thiago for -4, honestly. So yeah, I would not do that. Other than that, your team looks okay. So yeah, now talking a little bit about my team. This is how I'm lining up at the moment. Now, if you watch my team selection video yesterday, you know that I'm going to be honest with you guys. From when the international break started, I was pretty sure I was going to roll the transfer this game week, but with a lot of news obviously coming on with Cole Palmer being out for 6 weeks, with other stuff like that, I'm tempted to just to sell Bruno Fernandes to Enzo Fernandez this week, but again, there are some doubts about that move, and if you're not going to get a leak that Enzo Fernandez is going to start, then probably I'm just going to roll the transfer. Then I should roll my one free transfer as I did not have funds to swap Konate to Timber. Oh, okay, so sorry, yeah, so you don't have the money to... Yeah, your team is fine. Again, Porro, Cucurella, I would definitely start. Now, it really depends if you want to start Esteve or Konate from my point of view. And it's close, right? Obviously, Esteve with the better fixture, but Konate playing in the better defense. So, it's not an easy decision, definitely, to do. Senesi, again, I just think that Crystal Palace are going to score. Also, for my team, guys, one thing I omitted to talk about in my team selection video yesterday was about Van de Ven, because I was always pretty sure that Crystal Palace are going to score against Bournemouth at home. I just was so sure about playing Senesi because he could get, he's most likely to get defensive contributions. But now, if I think a little bit more, uh, I just think that Van de Ven and Spurs have the better chance, obviously, of keeping a clean sheet against Aston Villa. And maybe in my subconscious, I'm still thinking about Aston Villa, thinking about how good they were last year, and maybe I just need to remember that this season they are not such a tough fixture like they were last year. So I should maybe think a little bit about starting Van de Ven instead of Senesi. Now, please let me know what would you do in my case. Would you start Senesi? Would you start Van de Ven? Again, Van de Ven is not that good for defensive contributions. Senesi chances of a clean sheet are not that good. So yeah. Other than that, Njae instead of Reinders, Njae instead of Kudus, instead of Bruno Fernandes. I'm pretty set up with my midfield and with my attack, to be honest. Do 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 do. Yeah, so we're going to move to uh, see what happened in the press conferences. Hi Dexter, is Timber confirmed to play? Now I think that's a little bit too much to say. Uh, I mean, nobody is confirmed to start, but yeah, Timber pretty much started almost all the games this season. Ben White is back in training. Now, could he be starting this gaming? That would be really funny because everybody is just buying Timber at the moment. Now, my opinion at the moment is that Timber is going to start, but I can't really say that with 100% uh, confirmed, you know? So, yeah, even someone like Gabriel is not confirmed to play. So, you know, uh, again, from what we saw this season with the information we got at the moment, I think that Timber is most likely to start. So if you have him, if you want to buy him, I think that he's going to start most games. Yeah, he could be bench in one game maybe in the next 6, 7, something like that. But again, at the moment he's playing good. He's getting really good numbers. So yeah, I would not worry too much if you have Timber in your team. Uh, uh, uh. So yeah, if we move a little bit, let's see what happened in terms of press conferences, right? So from Chelsea, the latest news, but this you can see also on my info and news chat box. Moy, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Pedro Neto, not Pedro, not João Pedro. They didn't take part in the session yesterday, and we'll see if they can train today. Otherwise, they're going to be out for tomorrow. So there are some doubts about these players. Now, for what is worth, I think that Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo are still going to start, but that is just my opinion. So yeah, I can't really say that with 100% certainty. Should I buy Timber or Calafiori or Raya? If I buy Raya, that means I have to mandatory start either Konsa or Dorgu, so buy Raya. The thing is, if I would buy new right now an Arsenal defender, I would buy Timber probably as my second one alongside Gabriel. I have wildcarded in Game Week 6 with Gabriel and Raya, but now if I would be wildcarding in Game Week 8 or something like that, probably I would just go Timber and Gabriel and go a little bit more cheaper in the goalkeeper spot. So yeah, I would buy Timber, I think, instead of Calafiori. Both are decent for what's worth. Both got great minutes, both got returns this season. And both are looking like they are first choice left back and right back for Arsenal. So, but if I need to pick one, I would just pick Timber. Is 5 free transfer max? Yes, one. If I don't use any of it, what will happen? Or if I use one or two, the balance will carry on the next game week. I have 4 free transfers now. But if you roll the transfer this game week, you're going to have 5 next game week. And then if you're going to roll again, then you're going to burn the transfer. You're going to lose it. That's not great. But surely with 5 free transfers, surely you can find something to do, right? Something to change. I mean, I would not burn the transfer. So yeah, obviously, if you have 4 now and you use 2, next game week you're going to have 3 because it's 2 plus 1. So yeah, 5 is the maximum. And remember, guys, before game week 16, everybody is going to get 5 free transfers. So make sure, now obviously we're going to talk more about that when the time comes. Make sure you make all your transfers in game week 15, because in game week 16, everybody is going to have 5 free transfers because of African Cup of Nation. Timber, it is then. Last question, Starver, Bruggen or Dubravka? Brighton are playing against just a second. Brighton are playing against Newcastle, right? Yeah, I would start Dubravka because I think that the chances are for both of them to concede. I think that Burnley have a better chance of keeping a clean sheet than Brighton, and if not, again, he's going to make you some saves. So I would go with the better fixture pretty much. It's not too much into it. It's not a genius move or something like that from me. But yeah, I would go for Dubravka because if you ask me who should you start, someone like Esteve or someone a defender from Brighton, probably I would still say Esteve. But yeah. Okay, so if we move again to the press conferences, remember guys, Chelsea are the first kickoff, so maybe we're going to get some leaks. Now, I'm going to say to you right now, if we're going to get a leak that Enzo Fernandez is starting, I think that I'm selling Bruno to him. And that's it. If not, probably I'm just going to roll the transfer. I'm not sure if I can make the transfer with the doubts around. No, obviously, I still think that Enzo Fernandez is going to start, but I'm not sure if I want to risk that when I have if I'm going to if I'm going to roll the transfers, I'm going to have to play Bruno Fernandes, who I know at least is going to get close to 90 minutes on penalties. So yeah, Oli Watkins, Jadon Sancho and Buendia all look set to be available. Mings, his training will be assessed. Tielemans is still out for Aston Villa. From Nottingham Forest, Murillo, Douglas Luiz and Zinchenko are all fit. Interesting. Chris Wood seems to be fine with Postecoglou reporting all internationals are ready to play. So yeah, again, if you have Forest players, probably the right thing to do with them is to just sell them as soon as you can. Colomwani is fit and available. So if you have Richarlison, probably I would just look to get rid of him as soon as possible. Robinson, Muniz and Lukic will miss the visit of Arsenal. Also, Raul Jimenez will be assessed and also Kenny Tete. So the clean sheets odds for Arsenal are looking just better and better by each hour, with Fulham being out, being without their main strikers, probably without Tete, without Robinson. So yeah. Oliver Glasner reported no new issues for his squad ahead of Game Week 8. Manchester United, Bruno, Casemiro, Kune and Ahmad were all absent from training on Thursday after being given extra time off to recover from international duty. Now, obviously, I think that they are fine. At least Bruno Fernandes, for sure he's fine. For sure he's going to play against Liverpool. So from Manchester City, Pep Guardiola confirmed that Rodri is unavailable for Game Week 8. He doesn't know when Rodri is going to be back. Mateo Kovacic is fit and can play 50-60 minutes. And Omar Mamouche, Ryan Enyuri returned to training yesterday and are close to coming back. So again, not a lot of information from Manchester City. Obviously, if you have Ryan, there is just I think that you can keep him now. Again, if you want to get rid of him, that's fine. But probably I would keep. I think that his minutes are secured at the moment as much as they can be for Manchester City midfielder. But yeah, I would not rush to sell Reinders, and with Guardiola again, I would not make any concerns about his availability, because when he's fit, he's pretty much starting. Now, when Anuary is going to be back, yeah, maybe we could see Guardiola being rotated at some point, but I just don't see that in the near future. Also, guys, thanks a lot for joining the stream. Leave a like if you are enjoying it. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. It would really help me and I really appreciate it. And yeah, good morning and thanks a lot for being here. Now I'm going to keep you posted. I wait for an Enzo Fernandez leak. I really want for that to happen, at least for my FPL team. But again, for Everton, Jack Grealish is not available to play against Manchester City. Obviously, with he can't play against his parent club. Kieran Dewsbury Hall returns from a one-match ban. Braithwaite and Merlin Roch have both returned to training. So if you have someone like Keane, again, at some point he's going to lose his place in the starting lineup, I think. When Braithwaite obviously is going to start, that's going to improve Everton's defense. So if you have Tarkovsky, maybe you just keep him at the moment and reassess from next game week on, because again against Man City probably you're not playing him. So for Arsenal, somebody asked me, hi Elikar FC, good morning, thank you so much for joining the stream, really appreciate it. How are you? So somebody asked me about Arsenal if Timber is confirmed to play. Yeah, Dexter. So the latest news for Arsenal: Odegaard will be out for weeks. We don't know for how many weeks. Now that's good news for Eze owners. If you have him, if you want to take a punt for to go for Eze for the next 4 or 5 game weeks, probably that's fine. Again, I would not include Eze maybe in the best 3 players from Arsenal, because I just really like the Arsenal defense. I would go double up in defense, and then if we discuss a little bit about the attack, I would just go Bukayo Saka if you have the funds. Zubimendi is fine. Hincapi should be okay, having also been cited. Now, again, could Gabriel be benched at some point? Yes, everybody can be benched at some point. Ben White was absent from that session, but Arteta wasn't asked about him on Friday. What we know, the latest news for Ben White is that he trained on Friday. So, yeah, again, I would not worry too much if you have a Timber or something like that. Hi, Mr. Blanky. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Really good to see you here again. I got Sanchez, Poro, Anderson, Senesi, Munoz, Nico Williams. Okay. Dewsbury Hall, Haaland, Joao Pedro, Guyu, Dubravka with 3 free transfers and 7.5 million budget. Any suggestions? Yeah, I think that you need to sell Nico Williams at some point. I think that I would just do Fernandes to Saka straight away. And I would do also Nico Williams to Gabriel. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Your team looks okay for this game week. Reinders, you're going to bench Dewsbury Hall, Guyu. So you're playing a 4-3-3. Maybe upgrade Stach or Dewsbury Hall to someone like Enzo Fernandez or Ismail Assar. Now, if Enzo Fernandez is going to be fit, if you get a league that is going to start, pretty much that's what I would do. So Nico Williams to Gabriel, Fernandez to Saka. Yeah, those are easy decisions for me. That's what I would do at least. So Tino Livramento and Wissa on the injury list just before the break, but she should be back before November. Wissa has had his first session on the grass, but will be eased back. Yeah, so probably not too much worries for Voldemort owners at the moment. Now with Senesi also, Senesi was among 5 players returning late from their national teams. The defender trained on Thursday and will do so again today. With Rolla hopeful his midweek exertions won't be a factor in game week 8. So again, a small doubt about Senesi, but I think that is going to start. So from Chelsea, Joao Pedro has trained. Cole Palmer will be out for 6 weeks. We talked about him. James, Tosin, Fofana are okay. Other than that, Badiashile is also out. Colville is out. Mitoma is a doubt. Probably I would just sell or bench. Or I could straight away do Dewsbury Hall to Saka. I mean, yeah, but the thing is, I don't. I don't know. I have Bruno Fernandes in my team, but I don't think that he's a long-term move, a long-term hold. Now, again, if you want to hold him after this fixture against Liverpool, then the fixtures are okay, but I'm just not sure about Bruno Fernandes. I understand you can do Dewsbury hold to... Yeah, probably if you need to play 5 midfielders, then makes more sense to just do Dewsbury hold to Saka, but yeah. Dewsbury hold to Saka and Nico Williams to Gabriel. That sounds also good. Yeah, I think that Fernandes is better than Dewsbury Hall for this gaming, although both of them are not amazing. From Liverpool, Grafenberg is completely fit, according to Arne Slot. Ibrahima Konate is expected to train today, and Alisson is still out, like we know. So with Alderete, the news was positive. Now, obviously, every player is just going to say that he's available to play, so there isn't any other player who's going to say to the coach, yeah, I'm not feeling great, I don't think that I can play. So again, I think that he's still going to start, but we have some doubts. I'm still going to start Alderete, by the way, so yeah. Yeah, so I think that we cover pretty much every team. Okay, so we don't have any news yet. Which three to play? Poro, Anderson, Senesi, Munoz, Gabriel. Definitely not Anderson. I would play Gabriel, Munoz, and Poro from those five. I would bench Anderson and Senesi. I know they are really good for defensive contributions, but if you have, obviously Gabriel is a lock. So if you have Arsenal defenders, they are just locks in any starting lineup. Then Munoz, again, a really attacking defender. Crystal Palace are definitely... I think that they have more chances of keeping a clean sheet against Bournemouth than Bournemouth having chances to keep a clean sheet against Crystal Palace, if that makes sense. So I would start Munoz and Pedro Porro just because he's more attacking than Anderson and Senesi. No problem, Mr. Blanky. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Leave a like, guys. Also, if you enjoyed this stream, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. It really helps me a lot. Um, Start Sanchez or Dubravka? I would start Sanchez. Definitely, I would start Sanchez instead of Dubravka. Yeah, Chelsea have the maybe not the better fixture, but it's not that big of a difference. So I would start Sanchez. Hi Marcus Duarte, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. João Pedro and Rice or Voldemort and Enzo. Now it really depends how okay are you with the risks. because at the moment we don't know if Enzo Fernandez is going to start this game. If we're going to get a leak that Enzo is starting, then I would go probably Voldemort and Enzo. But if not, if you want to go safe, I would just go Joao Pedro and Rice. And also, can't you just go Joao Pedro and Enzo? I don't know if you have the money to do that, but Joao Pedro and Enzo probably is the best combination. Uh, Probably each of them individually are better than Rice and Voldemort. The Go, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. And good morning also. I'm on wildcard. Should I now switch Enzo out? And to who my midfield is Saka, Eze, Chaka, Semenyo? If you're on a wildcard, I would still think that I would pick Enzo Fernandez, because you want to have Enzo Fernandez for the long run. I mean, not for the long run, but for the next 5-6 fixtures, something like that, at least when until Palmer is going to be back. So it just doesn't make sense to not have Enzo on your wildcard and then just buy him next game week after wildcarding, if that makes sense. So I would still go for Enzo Fernandez. You can bench him if you think that there are some chances he's going to came in from the bench to play just 10 minutes or something like that. But I'm pretty confident he's going to start now. Again, definitely on the wildcard I would keep Enzo. So that's the answer. Frank Golding, star 2 out of Rodon, Van de Ven and Senesi. I have the same dilemma, so it's really tough for me to ask to you right now, because I'm thinking about starting which one to start, Senesi or Van de Ven. But for the record, I think that I would start Rodon over both of them. So Rodon, definitely I would start him, and then at the moment, as you can see on the screen, I'm starting Senesi over Van de Ven. I think that Spurs have the slightly better chance of keeping a clean sheet against Aston Villa than Bournemouth against Palace, but it's really close there. And Senesi obviously is better for defensive contribution. So what are you planning to do this week? Our teams are quite similar. Yeah, our teams are quite similar. That's what I said also in the beginning. If we get a leak, Enzo Fernandez is starting, I'm just going to sell Bruno Fernandes to him, because Enzo is a player I want to have for the next few fixtures, and I think that I want to have more Enzo Fernandez than Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, the fixtures are decent for Bruno anyway after this game week against Liverpool. Brighton at home, Nottingham Forest, Tottenham, Everton, Crystal Palace. I mean, the fixtures are okay, but not amazing or something like that. So this is my plan. If not, I'm just going to roll the transfer. I don't want to buy Sar right now because of the fixtures in the next two. Eze or Saka, I'm on a wild card. I mean, if we're talking about unlimited funds and if money is not a problem, I would just go Bukayo Saka, because I think that he's the better player in general, and in FPL he's on penalties. So yeah, if money is not a problem, definitely I would just go for Bukayo Saka. If you want to save some cash, Eze is also fine, but Saka would be probably the first name on my wildcard if I was wildcarding in Game Week 8. Something like that. But that's just me, that's just my opinion, obviously. Hi, Leox. Should I play bench boost or hold? So, Pop Dubravka is okay, Goodmanson is okay. Munoz, Calafiori, Van de Ven, Gakpo, nice. Kudu, Semenyo, Reinders, Bruno, Haaland, Pedro, Watkins, 1 free transfers. I would use the bench boost, yes, Leox, in your case, because your team looks okay, your goalkeepers are decent, your defense is okay. You have also Gakpo, who I think that is going to start again Manchester United, and it's a good fixture also. Now the only problems are Bruno Fernandes and Watkins, but still, it's not such a big problem there. Hi Part Goel, thank you so much for joining. Really good to see you here. Good morning. Um, hey Dennis, Bowen or Voldemort? Now that's a tough question. For the short term, I think that Bowen is better. I mean, the fixtures are better for West Ham. After 4 game weeks, the fixtures are not going to be that good for uh, West Ham. So again, but even after that, we saw at some point is going to be back. So you could argue the same thing about Voldemort not being that safe long term. I think that I would go Bowen short term. If you want a player for the, I don't know, for more than 4 fixtures, let's say I would go Voldemar. But again, Bowen is playing 90 minutes every game week. He's reliable. Probably I would just go Bowen. Are you not considering doing something like Bruno to Saka and Gyökeres to Voldemort over getting in just Enzo? Yeah, I was considering doing that. Frank Goldin. That was the first thought 2 weeks ago when Saka took that penalty. I could just downgrade Gyökeres to another striker and upgrade Bruno to Saka. But I just don't think that's worth 2 transfers. And also, I just bought Gyökeres on a wildcard in Game Week 6, and the fixtures are just getting better now. Now, it is really frustrating that he blanked in Game Week 6 and 7, so he blanked 2 game weeks. I want to give Gyökeres at least 1, 2 more game weeks to see how is he going to play. I'm still expecting him to be okay. I still think that there is a chance he's going to take the next penalty. I think that they are going to share the penalties, Bukayo Saka and Gyökeres. So again, I don't think that is the best usage of 2 free transfers to just swap Gyökeres to Bukayo Saka. And also, I really like Enzo Fernandez anyway. So if Enzo Fernandez was fit, I just like him for the next 5 fixtures on penalties, on some set pieces, on some corners. His underlying statistics are amazing. He's going to play in the number 10 role for Chelsea, and Palmer is going to be out for 6 weeks. So I just think that it makes a lot of sense to want to have Enzo Fernandez into your team. So yeah, I've considered doing that. If I had more transfers, let's say 4 or 5 free transfers, probably I would just swap Gyökeres and Bruno to Saka and another striker. But since I have just 2 free transfers, I don't really want to use both of them just for that swap, if that makes sense. Now, Frank, if you have 4 or more free transfers, probably I would just do that swap. But if I had 4 or 5 free transfers, I would do also that swap, and also, I don't know, someone like Njae to Enzo or something like that, or Reinders to Enzo if I have the money. Captain Saka, Haaland, or Semenyo. Haaland, I think, is the best captaincy option this week. Now, obviously, everybody is captaining Haaland at the moment, so it doesn't really help us a lot, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense to go against him. I think that Salah is a better captain than Saka and Semenyo. Now, obviously, probably not a lot of people own Mohamed Salah at the moment. I would not captain Semenyo against Crystal Palace away. I'm not even sure if Bournemouth are going to score, but again, it is a tough fixture away, so I would not captain Semenyo, and Saka is fine against Fulham. It's not an amazing fixture like Burnley or anything else. And I just think that I would go for Haaland at home. Senesi plus Diouf or Burn plus Rodon. I have Sanchez and double Arsenal defense. Now, is that on a wild card? Probably that's on a wild card, right? I think that I would go Burn and Rodon. At this point, it really depends at which price you're buying Senesi, because The next fixture for Senesi is not amazing against Palace, so you could do without him. Hi FMH, thank you so much for joining the stream, really appreciate it. Pedro or Voldemort? Pedro, definitely. I think that Pedro is the better pick. I mean, not necessarily the better pick, but he has the better fixtures. He's playing for Chelsea. If Enzo Fernandez is not going to be fit, he's not going to be on the pitch, João Pedro most likely is going to be on penalties. And yeah, I think that he's just better than Voldemort overall for the next fixtures. Hi MSK, thanks a lot for joining the stream. My defenders are Van de Ven, Virgil van Dijk, Senesi, Munoz, Gudmundsson. I have 1.8 million in the bank and want an Arsenal defender. What move should I make? I think that if you have the money to go from but yeah, if you have the money to go from Van de Ven to Gabriel, probably that's what I would like to do. Now you have a lot of money invested in defense, and I understand that if you want to go an easy swap, just sell Virgil van Dijk to Gabriel. But I think that the fixtures long term for Van de Ven are not amazing, so you're not going to be playing him a lot in the future. And the fixtures for Liverpool are going to get better and better by each game week. And Van Dijk is a decent pick. I know people are saying that Liverpool are not defending amazing at the moment, but I think that they are not that bad as people make it out to be. So probably I would sell Van de Ven in your case to Gabriel if you have the money. Hi Padayashi, any news? Is Enzo fit to play? Probably still too early. Let me just check. No news yet. Whoops, sorry for that. Yeah, I don't see any news yet for Enzo Fernandez, but we're still 1 hour and 20 minutes, something like that, before the deadline. Hi, friends. Hi, Raul. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Really good to see you here. Good morning. How are you, man? Was just looking to see if we get any news. Yeah, it would be really helpful if we get a leak about Enzo Fernandez, but yeah. I saw the transfers you made, Raul, so you've gone that route of selling Gyökeres and buying Bukayo Saka. Hopefully that's going to work out for you. Good transfers anyway. Um, I'm just going to make a poll, I think. Maybe you can help me with this decision. My last dilemma for today is to start Senesi or to start Van de Ven. So yeah, if you want to make, if you want to help me, that would be amazing. What would you do in my case? Would you start Van de Ven? Would you start Senesi? Again, for what's worth, I think that Bournemouth are likely to concede against Crystal Palace. So yeah, that's the thing. No, I have done Gyökeres to Bone. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but obviously you sold also Bruno Fernandes to Saka, right? So yeah, good luck. Great for the short-term Bowen, I think. Um, Good luck, mate. Aditya, thank you so much for joining the stream. Good luck to you also. Good luck to everyone this week. Do 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 do. Okay, so everybody's voting for Senesi. Du, 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 du. Now, if we move a little bit, I want to show you something. Which striker do you think will start for Liverpool? Alexander Isak, I think that he's going to start definitely. Now, they could start both, Ekitike and Isak, but I think that Isak is going to start. And yeah, I don't think that's a big surprise for anyone. Alexander Isak is going to be the first number 9 for Liverpool. It's not a bad moment to buy him if you want him in FPL, but again, his fitness probably is not 100%. He's not going to get 90 minutes probably every game week. And yeah, somebody just subscribe. I missed the name. Thank you so much for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Uh, um, yeah, it means a lot. Good afternoon. Hi, Simon Lee. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Good afternoon. Okay, for me, it's pretty much good morning, but yeah, thanks a lot for joining. Good to see you here. I'm also thinking to do Reinders to Enzo for free. Thoughts, please, mate. Definitely, I like more Enzo than Reinders, I think. Now, Reinders, for what's worth, I think that he's okay. For that money, he's okay. The expectations with him were too huge for everybody. Everybody just expected Reinders to score 2 goals every game week, and that was never going to happen. Uh, so definitely, if we get the leak about Enzo Fernandez, then yeah, I really want to buy him. But if not, I think that I'm just going to roll probably. Start 3 defenders: Poro, Cucurella, Munoz, Senesi, Gudmundsson, or play 4 and bench Reinders. I would start Poro, Cucurella, and Munoz. In that case, oh, you have also Gudmundsson. That's tough. Now, with this season with DEFCON, it's really screwing up with my mind, because usually I would just go Poro, Cucurella, Munoz, but now you need to think a little bit about defensive contributions with Senesi and Gudmundsson. I think that I would bench Senesi for what's worth. Gudmundsson has a nice fixture, but I don't know. If you have Munoz, I would play him. If you have Cucurella, definitely I would play him. And then what's left is who do you think is better, Poro or Gudmundsson? And I would go for Poro for the attacking threat, pretty much. And I would play also Reinders. So yeah. Not an easy decision anyway. Now let me show you something maybe that's going to help us a little bit. I want to show you some projections, let's say. So yeah, no. Yeah, let me just show you some market odds. Maybe that's going to help us. So here we have the projected goals and clean sheets odds. That's why I'm leaning. I'm not. I mean, not leaning, but at the moment I'm thinking about starting Van de Ven instead of Senesi, because as you can see, the chances for a clean sheet for Tottenham are 31% and for Bournemouth are 23. So again, definitely the better chance of a clean sheet are having are Tottenham here. There are pros and cons for both of them. Definitely, Senesi is better for Defcon. Van de Ven also can be attacking at some point. So yeah, if you look here at the projected goals, Liverpool are projected to score the most goals this game week, and then Manchester City, then Arsenal, then Chelsea. The clean sheet odds for Arsenal are 48% here, which is just huge. And Manchester City 41, also really huge. Leeds 36%. So again, these over 35, let's say, are really good chances of keeping a clean sheet. So mm, mm, mm. Projected FPL points. This is from Solio. Yeah, maybe that can help you a little bit with some of your decisions. Let's just take a look. So Saka, Gyökeres, Isak is here. Interesting. João Pedro is here. So if you guys are thinking about selling João Pedro, I suggest you to try to change your mind a little bit, because yeah, João Pedro is decent. Sar, Eze, Mateta, Gabriel, Bowen also on this list. Bruno Fernandes also on this list, which is interesting. 4.8 points. Now, probably Bruno Fernandes is more likely to get defensive contributions against Liverpool if he can avoid that yellow card or red card, or he can if he can avoid missing penalties. Then yeah, definitely 5 points it is possible for Bruno Fernandes, I would say. But yeah, he's really high up on this list. A little bit surprising. Hi, Srederino. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Guys, like this stream. We have 9 likes. Let's try to hit 10. Thank you a lot for joining the stream. Hit that subscribe button also if you're around here, and obviously if you enjoyed the content, it really means a lot, and I appreciate it. DCL and Minte plus 0.6 minutes in the bank, or Voldemort plus King Loan stuff. What do you think? I would not go for King and long stuff, I think. So yeah, I would go for DCL and Minte. Yeah, I would go for DCL and Minte. I would go with that combination. But I'm not a big fan of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I need to be honest. But again, if you just want to buy a striker at that price, probably he's the best one. So yeah, on penalties, good minutes. I would just not be playing him that much, I think, DCL. I have two defenders from Crystal Palace, Munoz and Lacroix. Which one should I play alongside Virgil and Senesi? I think that I would be tempted to play both of them instead of Senesi. But if you need to pick one, I would pick Munoz, definitely because of his attacking threat. He's just a monster, Daniel Munoz. But I think that I would go all the way for Crystal Palace to keep a clean sheet there, because Lacroix is also really good for defensive contributions, just like Senesi. So yeah, probably I would go Munoz and Lacroix. There's no option for 4.9 mid, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the problem. Instead of DCL, there is also Thiago from Brentford. Yeah, but Thiago is a little bit more expensive, I think, and not really that a lot way more better than Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I would say. Now, probably if you have, let me just check a little bit the fixtures for for so for Brentford, right? I can't see them. Am I blind or something? Yeah, okay, they're playing Monday. So it's nice against West Ham, then Liverpool, not great, then Crystal Palace, not great, then Newcastle, not great, Brighton away, not amazing. Then it's Burnley, okay, in Game Week 13, so I'm not even sure about. Then Arsenal in Game Week 14, so I'm not sure about Thiago either. Then Spurs, the fixtures are just not great for Brentford overall. So probably I would go that way. Hi Nix, thank you so much for joining the stream, really appreciated. Which three would you start? Senesi, Munoz or Diouf? Virgil van Dijk is there. I'm not sure who is VVJ. Am I missing something here? I think that definitely I would start Munoz. I'm not sure if that's Virgil van Dijk or Van de Ven, but I would start Van de Ven, Munoz, and probably I would go for Diouf instead of Senesi, although it doesn't feel great for me to say it out loud, Diouf instead of Senesi, but he's playing at home against Brentford, Senesi is playing away against Crystal Palace. I don't see big chances of a clean sheet. Diouf is really attacking, so I think that I would take the chance with Diouf, to be honest, this gaming. If there are some gamings when you can bet against playing Senesi, this is the one, I think, against Palace away. Now it's really funny how we are talking right now about a defender from Bournemouth who's good for defensive contributions. Like we were talking about, if there was a chance to go to bet against Mohamed Salah or to bet against Erling Haaland, this is the week to do it. Now we are talking like this about someone like Senesi, but yeah, it's really funny FPL, right? So I would start Van Dijk, Munoz and Diouf. I think I would take the chance with Diouf over Senesi this gaming, but that's just my opinion. And I don't think that Senesi is such a horrible pick this gaming, but I don't know. I think that I'm leaning more and more towards playing Van de Ven for my own team ahead of Senesi. So, market goal projections, Erling Haaland, Mohamed Salah, Isak. Probably, guys, you saw it while I was talking, right? So, yeah, Gyökeres is predicted to score here more goals than Bukayo Saka, which is a little bit interesting, right? Because everybody is shipping Gyökeres to buy Bukayo Saka. So again, obviously, it doesn't matter. This is how it's going to go. Richarlison also here is predicted to, if he's going to start, obviously. João Pedro, Welbeck, Thiago, Gakpo, Watkins. Yeah, okay. This is the second page. So this is from Rob T FPL. If you want to check him on Twitter, he's doing these market projections, which are interesting and obviously can help you a little bit to make your decisions. Yeah, obviously doesn't really mean that this is how it's going to go. Bruno Fernandes, as you can see, is the last on this list. Don't depend on market projections too much, in my opinion. The bookies can earn only by sending you wrong way. I'm studying them every gaming and have found out that around 50% projections were wrong. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not going to again, this is football. We're not talking about uh, space science or something like that. If Liverpool are going to play against Burnley, they were going to have a big chance of keeping a clean sheet. But that doesn't mean that's going to happen. And this is what happened also when Liverpool played against Burnley. They were almost losing against Burnley. So again, it's just a projection. Definitely don't trust too much on that. But if you're 50-50 on making some decisions, yeah, maybe that can help you a little bit. And obviously you need to go with your gut, go with the picks you think better. If we go with this for an example, from my team, again, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. I think also myself that Spurs have a better chance of keeping a clean sheet than Bournemouth. Now the book is the projected goals and clean sheets odds are suggesting the same thing. Tottenham with 31% of keeping a clean sheet, Bournemouth with 23% of keeping a clean sheet. Now it's not a huge difference. It's not 48 like Arsenal are having against Fulham, but it is something to think about, I think. So yeah, if we move to, for an example, let's say here to Fantasy Football Hub, let's see what transfer are they suggesting me to do. They are suggesting me to do Gyökeres to Mateta and Van de Ven to Timber, which doesn't sound bad, but I don't know if I want to triple up on Arsenal defense still. So here they are predicting, they are recommending me to start Anderson from Fulham instead of Senesi and Van de Ven, which is not what I'm going to do. I'm going to definitely bench Anderson against Arsenal. And Anderson is predicted 3.9 points, Senesi 3.8, and Van de Ven 3.5. So again, other than that, I agree with the midfield, with the attack. Hi XTI to 2020, thank you so much for joining the stream, really appreciate it. 11 people on the stream, thank you so much guys for being here, I really appreciate it and it really means a lot. Hope you're well. What do you reckon, Stach or Senesi? I mean, if you have Stach and you're not playing him this gaming, then why'd you pick him, right? So again, I know it doesn't really work like that, but I would like to take the chance with Stach. Thinking about Bournemouth conceding, this is how I'm seeing it at the moment. So yeah, I would take my chance with Stach, to be honest with you, against Burnley. Or Njae. So Senesi or Njae. If Senesi will give you DEFCON points, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, that's why I'm starting Senesi, and I was starting Senesi this gaming, but at the same time, Raul, if you yeah, it's more likely Van de Ven is not going to get defensive contribution points, and probably Senesi is going to get them against Crystal Palace. But at the same time, what happens if Crystal Palace are going to score 2 goals and Senesi is going to get a yellow card? I mean, yeah, defcons are nice, are a nice safety net, but it could definitely go wrong if Crystal Palace are going to dominate that game like they played in the last gaming. So again, but at the same time, Senesi could score a goal, right? From a set piece, from corners. We know that he was decent for that last season. So Senesi or Njae, I would just start, I think, Njae in that case. Hi Arthur Liuxin, start Kolo Muniani or Wood. That's tough because I'm not sure if Kolo Muniani is going to start. Wood is playing against Chelsea. I think that I would take the chance with Kolo Muniani, but yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to start or not. I have Stach in the team with Njae and Senesi on the bench. Njae is a penalty taker. That's the thing that's making me say that. Njae and Stach. And Stach is not even on all set pieces now with long stuff, taking some of them. So I think that I would start Njae instead of Stach, but yeah. At the same time, it feels bad to not. Maybe you can use your bench boost if you didn't use it already. So anyway, for Alderete, at least if he's not going to be playing, I have a decent backup option in Van de Ven. Wasted it last week. Yeah. I'm not sure. Not sure. Let's see what prediction we have here. If I search for Stach, he's predicted to score 3.6 points and Njay is 4.3. Yeah, I still would start Njay, I think. Because, again, City is not like Arsenal way of toughness. So, again, I'm not expecting Everton to score a lot of goals anyway against Manchester City, but I just think that I would start Njay instead of Stach. I didn't really get all the hype with Stach when everybody bought him on their wildcard, but again, it's not looking like a great pick right now. Stach, that's the thing. So no leaks yet. 52 minutes till the deadline. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining the stream. Really appreciated. Not a lot of things to do, honestly, this week. After an international break, maybe we're going to see some surprises. So yeah. What sort of time should Chelsea arrive at the ground? Yeah, hopefully somebody is there with the Chelsea bus. So we need some pictures to see who's on the bus and who's not on the bus. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there are some news about Chelsea, but nothing yet. Just Andy Martin with a tweet with the Argentina flag and the chair, which is funny. Do. Hi, bro. Romero to burn or Richards or hold? Uh, I don't think that I would hold this week. I don't think that the fixture for Burn or for Richards is amazing this week in particular, and also Crystal Palace are going to play against Arsenal in Game Week 9. So I think that I would hold for now. I don't think that you have an urge. I mean, it's not a rush to sell Romero, right? I have also Van de Ven. If I was forced to play Van de Ven against Aston Villa at home, it would not be a problem at all. I'm pretty okay with that. So I don't think that it's worth to use a transfer of selling Romero, Juntao, and also, by the way, good morning and thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, for 13 likes. It really means a lot. So you send me your team XTI. Voldemort, João Pedro Haaland, Guardiola, Alderete, Gabriel, Raya. Your team is looking good, to be honest with you. This would have been a decent bench boost. Maybe if you don't take into consideration Anderson or something like that. I mean, it has the potential to be a decent bench boost at least. Wish Wisa or Eze would get up to speed, give us all a few more options. Yeah. I mean, Eze is looking like a good option right now with Odegaard being out. Now, obviously, he's not smashing it. He's not scoring 2 goals every game week or something like that, but I think that he's a nice differential still, and a lot of people probably are going to go for Eze. So I like your team. Again, if you want to play the fixtures, just go for Stack, but if he's not going to be on set pieces, if he's not going to be decent for defensive contributions, it's not such an amazing pick. And I think that I would play Njay because Everton could get a penalty against Man City. I mean, obviously, it's football. Anyone, this would be the easiest way of Everton scoring against Manchester City. They could get a penalty out of nothing. And if I was benching Njay and starting Stach, and Njay is was scoring a penalty, I would be just really frustrated with myself for benching him. So the penalty thing kinda is making up my point here, and obviously Njay is a more attacking midfielder than Stach, right? So and also he could get defensive contributions against Manchester City. So I would just go Njay, but again, this is just my opinion. If you think that Stach is going to be better, just start Stach. Do. Wait a minute. Hi, Florin. Thank you so much for joining. Good morning. Really appreciate to see you here. So yeah, Romero, I would hold. Elikar FC, I'm not sure what to do with Gakpo. I've got 9.6 millions in the bank. Elikar FC, really, what you're doing with almost 10 millions in the bank? That's crazy. There's no way I'm playing him against my team. You need to play Gakpo. If you have Gakpo, you need to play him. I'm sorry about that, Elikar FC, but I don't really care. I don't care that you're an United fan. You need to play Gakpo. I mean, I think that he's going to start, so yeah. Uh, I don't see Liverpool are predicted to score the most points this game against Manchester United, so I think that you should change your mind a little bit about not playing Gakpo. Now, obviously, I'm joking, okay? So if you don't want to play Gakpo against Man United, that's perfectly fine for your sanity. Um, Raya Gabriel, Romero, Senesi, 2 free transfers, 0.6 minutes in the bank. What to do? So you're playing Gabriel, Romero, Senesi. That's okay. You could think about playing Rodon maybe instead of Senesi, but no problem with Senesi. Bruno Kudus, Ryan Semenyo, Pedro Haaland, Gyökeres. You have a pretty similar team to mine, to be honest with you. What I would do, like I'm going to do with my team, if we get a leak, Enzo Fernandez is starting. I'm going to sell Bruno Fernandez to Enzo. But again, I'm not advising anyone to do the same move I'm making. I just really want to have more Enzo Fernandez than Bruno Fernandez at the moment and for the next few fixtures. Other than that, you could roll the transfer the same. I could roll the transfer. So yeah. Good morning. Help me, Esteve or Poro. You're always coming here with tough questions, Florin. I don't really like that. Um, no, I hate the new system with defensive contributions because it's making me mm, do crazy decisions. If we would be talking about uh, last season, everybody would be just playing Pedro Porro instead of a Burnley center back. And I don't know. Pedro Porro is more attacking, definitely. Esteve is better for defensive contributions. I still think that I would go for Pedro Porro if you own him, but who knows? I mean, yeah, I'm not necessarily seeing a 100% sure clean sheet for Burnley or something like that. So it's not like Spurs can keep a clean sheet against Aston Villa. Aston Villa were awful this season attacking wise, so I can see a clean sheet. But obviously with Pedro Porro, you're hoping for some attacking return. So yeah, that's the main thing. I think that I would start Pedro Porro, but yeah, the same way I would start someone like Munoz against Bournemouth, right? Now, obviously, Munoz is way more attacking than Pedro Porro, but still, that's the same idea. Hi, Tanush, Aurora, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciated. Um, Good morning. Thinking of Bruno to Saka and Njaya to Enzo so I can bench boost. What do you think? If that's for free, that looks okay. Uh, yeah, Bruno to Saka looks amazing. And then if we get a leak, Enzo is starting, then yeah, I would do probably the transfer. But if not, I would just bench boost with NJ. I don't think that NJ is such a bad pick this week anyway. I have him on my bench, but I'm not feeling really happy about benching NJ, to be honest with you. I'm never feeling happy about benching a penalty taker, by the way. So yeah. Hi Dennis, long time no see. How are you? Thanks a lot, Emery. Yeah, this international break was so long. It feels like ages ago, but I still uploaded some videos. So yeah, yeah, I'm good. Happy that FPL is back finally. It was so boring with the international break, but yeah. Should I replace Voldemort with Bowen? No, if you have Voldemort, I don't see a reason to sell him right now. Also, when Gordon is not going to be on the pitch, he's on penalties. Voldemort is on penalties. I think that Bowen is better for the short term, but there's no way I would sell Voldemort. There's no way I would use a transfer to sell Voldemort to Bowen. That's what I'm trying to say. Hi, Seaman. Best meats to bring on wildcard. Enzo Fernandez, Ismail Assar. Semenyo. No, let me show you my order. Let's say if I was wildcarding right now, it would be Bukayo Saka, Enzo, Sar, Semenyo. These four would be locked in, and then you just need to see if you want five good midfielders. Maybe someone like Gordon could be okay. Someone like Reinders could be okay. Someone like Chaka as an 8 attacker could be okay. It really depends which formation are you going to play with, three strikers or with two. But what I would have on the wildcard 100% in Game Week 8, Saka, Sar, Ismail Assar, Semenyo, and Enzo Fernandez. These four players. And then maybe Njae or something like that if you have the money, Njae or Gordon. Salah is a huge bank in. Can we go for someone like Gakpo, Sobo? I mean, other than their temporary form, they have only City that can trouble them. I mean, Salah is still a good option. If you have Mohamed Salah, I would be tempted to keep him for this game week anyway. And at some point, I'm going to be looking to find a way to have Mohamed Salah from game week 12 or something like that onwards, because the fixtures are going to be decent for them, and Salah at some point is going to start scoring again for Liverpool, right? Gakpo is okay, definitely. If you have Kim, keep him, but long term, I'm not sure if he's an amazing buy, because Florian Wirtz could play as a left winger, Ekitike could play as a left winger, even Rio Ngumoha could play as a left winger, but obviously he's not going to start. Uh, because of the rotation, I'm not sure if I would put Gakpo in. If you're okay with the rotation, yeah, Gakpo probably is going to play most games. But now they have Champions League games. Gakpo is going to play some games there too. He's going to play some games in the Cup too. So you can't really guess. Because if you're buying Gakpo, you want him to play in the Premier League, and that would be amazing if he would be benched in Champions League and in the Cups, but you just can't know that for sure. And also Soboslai, it is an interesting one because he was getting a lot of defensive contributions, but I just don't think that he's going to keep that level of scoring goals. Uh, and also that's the problem because he could play as a right back, and you don't really want to buy a midfielder in FPL who's going to play as a right back, right? Now he's on some set pieces also, so Boslai, I see him something like similar to someone like Rice from Arsenal. Again, not so excited. If we knew that Soboslai would be playing a number 10 role every game week, then yeah, Soboslai would be a nice option in FPL at that price. But we don't know that, and probably Wirtz is going to play a more advanced role, so I'm not sure if I would go for them. How about Grafenberg? Is he available? Yes. Arne Slot said that Gravenberg is 100% fit to start, so good news. And also Konate, I don't think that he trained, but he was positive about Konate. So it looked to me like he's going to be available for Manchester United. So good news for Liverpool in that regard. Now let me just see if can we have any leaks. Now, for what's worth, guys, I said it a lot of times this stream. I think that Enzo Fernandez, if you ask me, I think that Enzo Fernandez is going to start, even if we don't get that leak. But that's just my opinion because I think that Enzo Fernandez is a really important player for Chelsea. And I think that not that Maresca lied or something like that with the international break. I'm sure he had something, right, Enzo Fernandez, but also, he said about Caicedo that he didn't take part in training, and he was pictured in taking some parts of training at least. So I don't know. Uh, yeah, no leaks yet. do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. Do you think Doku will start because last game Doku bench and Savinho start? Now, I can try guessing who's going to start from Manchester City, but after all, it doesn't mean really anything, my opinion. I think that Doku is going to start, yes, because he was benched last gaming. But that's why I said to be cautious about buying Manchester City midfielders because they can be benched at any times. That's why I said to anyone who asked me about Doku, yes, he's a decent pick, but he can be benched because he's a Manchester City midfielder and he's playing for Pep Guardiola and he was benched in Game Week 7. Now, if you have Doku, probably you start him, right? But you can't be surprised about Doku being benched in some games. Hi Egan, thanks a lot for joining the stream. Also alternative within his price range. Now that's the problem pretty much, Egan, because if you don't really need to make a transfer, a midfielder transfer this week, I would delay it because Enzo Fernandez is the only midfielder who, if he's fit, he's amazing to buy this gaming. If not, for an example, if you're talking about Ismail Assar is the next, probably I really want to have into my team, but he's playing against Bournemouth and against Arsenal in Game Week 9. So I don't think that you should buy him right now. Obviously you can if you wanna, if you can bench him in Game Week 9. Semenyo, Kudus, probably you're not buying him right now. Minte is an interesting one. I like him. Njai is okay, but you're not buying him against Manchester City. Gordon is okay. Gordon is okay. He's on penalties. He's not going to play 90 minutes every game week, I think. But when he's playing, he's on penalties. So I like Gordon also. But the best case would be to have Enzo Fernandez next game week anyway. If you can delay the transfer, I would just delay it and buy Enzo next game week. But if Enzo is fit to play, yeah, I would just buy him right now. Who will play at Rodri place? Kovacic is fit to play 50-60 minutes at Pep Guardiola. No, I don't think that he's going to start right now. But yeah, I'm missing right now his names, but Nico Gonzalez is his name or something like that. That's the player who's playing pretty much instead of Rodri, and obviously Reinders is going to have probably a more deeper role without Rodri. So yeah, Paqueta for a few matches, yeah, definitely Paqueta is decent. But he's really cheap, and after 4 game weeks the fixtures are going to be a little bit not great for West Ham. But yeah, short term Paqueta is okay. Hi, Lupi, Oluwapelumi, Akintayo, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Who should I start, Senesi or Guehi? I would start Guehi. I think I would start the defender playing for the better defense at home. Yes, Senesi is better for defensive contributions, but if any of these teams are going to keep a clean sheet, I think that the better chance of that happening is for Crystal Palace. And Guehi also is not so bad for defensive contributions either, and he was really attacking in the last gamings. So yeah, I did Rodgers for Paqueta for only 2 weeks, then I will buy Sar and wildcard in 12 anyway. That's great. If you still have your wildcard, yeah, you're in a good position. Now, until Game Week 12, probably I would be looking to have some Arsenal players if you don't have any. So yeah, it really depends obviously on your strategy, guys. If you still have your wildcard and you want to use it in Game Week 12, then yeah, you can buy players who are good short term, like João Pedro, Bowen, Paqueta, Diouf, and others. Thanks, mate. No problem. Hopefully that's going to work for you. My wildcard team: Haaland, Pedro, Bowen, Stach. I would not go for Stach. Honestly, see, man, if you want to go for a cheap midfielder, I would just go for Granit Xhaka. Stach is just not worth. I mean, he's worth the money. He's okay for the money, but he's nothing spectacular. And I just don't think that you're going to play him anytime soon. Sar, Enzo, Saka, Semenyo. That's a really nice midfield. I would go for Granit Xhaka if you have the money, or Reinders instead of Stach. Chalobah, Senesi, Gabriel, Pope, Dubravka. I would. You have Mukiele and Rodon. Not great to have 4 million defenders. I would still go for double Arsenal defense, but overall your wildcard team looks decent. I just don't like Stach personally, but yeah. I have triple Arsenal already. That's amazing, Florin. You're in a good position. Then I have wildcard chip. I don't even know when to use it, lol. The thing is, if you didn't think about using it until now, probably I would say Gaming 12 or something like that. Now, if your team is okay, then you don't need to use it. But from Gaming 12, there are going to be some swings when the fixtures are going to change for some teams, like I think Newcastle, Liverpool, Manchester City. Everybody is going to jump on these players. So probably Gaming 12 is the best next window to use your wildcard. Akintayo. Who should I play amongst Diouf, Richards, and Alderete? I would start Alderete and Richards. And if Alderete is not going to play, you have a nice backup in Diouf. So yeah, I would start Richards and Alderete. Would you play Dubravka or Henderson? So Dubravka on Henderson, Esteve or Richards? That's a tough question, actually, Eliker FC. I think that I would start Dubravka because Henderson is not going to get defensive contributions, right? So it's not the same thing. Because if you ask me Esteve or Richards, probably I would say Richards. But with the goalkeepers, I don't know. It's a tough decision. If you want to back the better defense, just play Henderson. But again, they have a tougher fixture against Bournemouth. Can you suggest me someone for Enzo replacement, like for a week punt, so next week I can get him back on wildcard? Again, as I said before, I would just have Enzo on the wildcard. I don't think that I would waste a transfer next game week on him. You can have Enzo Fernandez right now and play him, and if he's not going to play, then okay. But if you really want to do that, to have a 1 week punt as a midfielder, I'm not sure if you have the money. Let's see. Gordon could be okay as a punt, but Eze could be okay, but probably you have 3 players already, so you don't want to have Eze. Oh no, yeah, okay. I was looking at other gaming, so yeah, delete what I said before. Gakpo is a nice 1 gaming punt. Yeah, but my favorite one, probably Gordon, is okay, but if you really want to punt for this gaming, I think that I would go for Estevao for Chelsea. if that makes sense. Potential difference. I'm not sure if you can afford Estevao, but for just one gimmick, I think that he has good chances of starting. Now, please let me know, guys. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's not going to start. But it's looking like Pedro Neto has some injury problems. So, yeah. Thomas Nielsen, thanks so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Hi, Dennis. Start Pedro Porro or Munoz. I would start Munoz. I think the more attacking defender. I'm starting Diouf, Gabriel, and Guehi in defense. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice defense. Okay, so the poll is saying me to play Senesi. Makes sense, I guess. I don't have someone like Sar. I'm just going to be hopeful. Crystal Palace are not going to keep the clean sheet. But yeah, not so sure about that. Also, guys, don't forget to like the stream and hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. It really means a lot and I really appreciate it. And also, thanks a lot everyone for joining. Really appreciate it. One question pick. One to start. Njay or Konsa. Definitely. I would start Njay definitely over Konsa. I don't see a big chance of keeping a clean sheet for Konsa. And yeah, I would just start Njay. Dexter, no doubt in my mind there. Yeah, no leaks yet. Is it okay to have Foden? Yeah. No one is talking about Randis. He's been blank almost every week except for just 2 games. Uh, yeah, but he's not such an expensive player. I mean, the expectations for Randis were really high, and to be honest with you, I didn't have those expectations because he scored in game week 1. Everybody thought that Randis is going to score 2 goals every game week, and he's just not. Sorry, he's just not that player who's going to score you a lot of goals every game week. He's okay for the money. Look, everybody bought Anderson from Nottingham Forest. He was really bad. Yeah, Caicedo was, I don't want to say lucky, but Caicedo scored some screamers, some goals. I don't think that's going to happen still. So there aren't a lot of better midfielders compared to Reinders. Now, would I have Reinders on a wildcard right now? Probably not, because I would just go for someone like Granit Xhaka. But again, at that price, you have someone like Dewsbury Hall, and pretty much that's it. You don't have a lot of midfielders. You have Paqueta, but none of them are going to score loads of goals, if you get my idea. So Reinders is that type of player who's scoring pretty much 1 game in 3 to 4 games, and that's what I'm expecting for him to do. Maybe chip in with some assists. He missed also some opportunities in the last game. If I remember well, he had a huge chance to score and he missed it. But yeah, taking in Bowen and Diouf, would it be worth for the upcoming 4 game weeks? I think yes, but again, you're going to need to sell them at some point anyway, or you could just bench them after the next 4 game weeks. If you wanna go for the short term, if you want a wild card after that, then it's fine. Diouf is nice because he's an attacking defender, but West Ham are not great defensive wise at the moment, so that's the problem. I think it's gonna be 0-0 for West Ham game. Yeah, maybe. Any strategy with chips? When do you want to use free? To be honest with you, Florian, I didn't thought so much about it. It's going to depend because at the moment I'm just having Erling Haaland into my team. It really depends if I'm going to want to have Mohamed Salah at some point. If not, if I want to delay it for some game weeks at some point when the fixtures are going to be better for Liverpool, I think that I'm just going to use the free when Liverpool are going to have a great fixture and have 3 players from Liverpool, and then decide if I want to buy them into my team. But I just need to see that. Yeah, I didn't thought so much because I don't think that I'm going to use it in the next 2, 3, 4 game weeks. Maybe game week 11 when City are playing against Liverpool. Maybe that could be a window, but I need to see. Hello Dennis, start Richarlison or Reinders. If you think Richarlison is starting, I would start Richarlison. If you're not sure about Richarlison, I would just start Reinders and Bass there. Why are you not making moves? Gyökeres to Voldemar, Mateta, and then Bruno to Saka, since Saka is on pens now. I don't think that's. I don't think it's worth it. Pretty much. Saka scored. Now again, guys. If I was wildcarding right now, I would definitely want to have Bukayo Saka into my team. But again, Saka scored 1 penalty, and I get it. Gyökeres blanked some games, but Saka just scored the penalty. What happens if, for an example, against Fulham, Gyökeres is scoring 2 goals and Saka is blanking and playing 70 minutes with a yellow card? So again, the thinking is going to change again. Now, again, I still think that there's a chance Gyökeres is going to take the next penalty because you said Saka is on penalty, so I agree. Saka is going to be probably the main penalty taker for Arsenal, but I still think that they are going to share them even before even before Saka shared penalties. And yeah, the fixtures are just decent for Gyökeres. I don't want to use my 2 free transfers to just swap Gyökeres for Bukayo Saka. But again, if I had 5 free transfers, probably I would do it. If I had 4 free transfers, probably I would do it. But with 2, I don't want to use them like this. Hopefully fixture works over form this gaming. Hopefully Salah record comes into effect against Manchester United. Now, as a Liverpool fan, if I had Salah, I would keep him, and I would be tempted to captain him. Now, jokingly, probably I would still captain Erling Haaland, but yeah, I expect Liverpool to improve definitely in the next few fixtures, so let's see what's going to happen. On wildcard with no Liverpool players, should I consider Gakpo or Isak? No interest going with Salah. My mids are Saka, Semenyo, Sar, Enzo, Reinders, Haaland, Volte, Pedro. It's not the worst moment to have Isak in your wildcard team. Now again, if you didn't thought about it right now, Zams, Nasser, again, Isak is okay. He's not on penalties. He costs a lot of money. He's not going to play 90 minutes every gaming, but he's fit for what we know so far from Arne Slot. So it's not the it's a good time to have Alexander Isak against Manchester United at home. And also the good part is that if you're going to give Alexander Isak 2, 3, 4 game weeks to prove himself as an FPL option, obviously, in your team. And the good part is if he's going to be bad, he's not going to score a lot of goals. From that price point, you can draw pretty much to anyone except Erling Haaland, obviously. So again, you can go for Isak. I'm not sure if I would on a wildcard, but I didn't think that much like you on using the wildcard. So yeah, it's Voldemort, not Voldemort. Yeah, sorry about that, Florine. I think that is Voldemort pretty much. Hi Dennis, hi Steve. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Would you bench Romero or Richards? Tempted to on playing Romero because of Villa's poor form. Uh, yeah. In that case, I think that I would play Romero because he's better at defensive contributions than Van de Ven. Romero, but I'm not sure. If you want to go safe, I would still go Richards. Oh my god, this is a tough question. If you, I don't know, want to take some advantage of having Spurs defenders, because not a lot of people have Spurs defenders at the moment, there are some kind of differentials. So it's one of the last time you can play them because the fixtures are going to be really bad for Spurs long term. So I think that Romero is a decent one. He definitely has more attacking threat than Richards, I think, and he's also decent. So yeah, if that's what you're feeling about Aston Villa, then I would just play Romero. Any leaks? Let me just see. No Enzo leak yet. And probably we're not going to get it, right? Man, if Enzo is going to start and do something, I'm going to be really disappointed about not buying him and playing with Bruno Fernandes, but it is what it is. Curling having a meltdown live of stream over whatever to make these moves or not. Yeah, no leaks yet, guys. Let me just see. I have Semenyo, so I would like him to score, lol. Yeah, I mean, everybody, a lot of people, not everybody, has Semenyo, so I don't think that his points are currently that important to us because a lot of people own him. But yeah, Spurs will concede, same with Palace, so it's like a coin flip. Yeah, probably that's the way it's going to go. Maybe Spurs with a little slightly better chance of keeping a clean sheet, but it's not too much into it. Dubravka or Vicario? I would start Dubravka in that case, I think. Mm -mm 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 -mm. 13 minutes, guys. 12 minutes till the deadline. Make sure, make sure you don't really need to make a lot of move this game week. It feels like that kind of boring game week where you don't really have a lot of exciting options to buy. Hi Rizwanelli, thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciated. Start Roofs or Pope? I think that I would start Roofs. Do you want to sell Fernandes for Enzo or what? Yeah. That's what I wanted to do, but without any leaks, without any positive news about Enzo Fernandez, I'm not sure if I can do that. Now, I could just sell Fernandez to Enzo, and if Enzo is not going to play, I have Njaya on the bench, which is not terrible. But I kind of wanna roll the transfer if Enzo is not league to start. because I'm not sure. I think that he's going to start, but I'm just not sure about it. And what happens if I'm going to buy Enzo right now and maybe tomorrow we find out that Enzo Fernandez injuries is just worse than we thought before. So yeah, I think that definitely from game week 9 you want to have Enzo Fernandez. You only live once. Yeah, I mean, yes, but you have only one season in FPL. Once you screw the season, it's over pretty much. Uh, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Let me just check if there are any news. I didn't even look to see my vice captain. To be honest with you, I see that. So my vice captain is my vice captain is going to be João Pedro, Alderet and J Van de Ven Anderson. This is the order. Would you change something, guys? Would you start Njaeb over Reinders, over Kudus, or over other players? Yeah, I think that this is how I'm going to line up. I think that I'm going to stick with my first impression, first thought about starting Senesi, although I'm not so confident about the clean sheet. 10 minutes. Do you think Wirtz will start? Yeah, for sure. I think that he's going to start. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but Florian Wirtz is going to start most games for Liverpool. Yes, he was benched in some, but yeah, it's Manchester United. It's the perfect time to score or to assist. Again, I think that he was a little bit unlucky. He could have gotten 5 or 6 assists or something like that this season, but he can't control. He can't score the goals for those players, right? You think Caicedo will start, as I currently have Caicedo in my starting 11 with Reinders as first substitute? I think Caicedo will start, but yeah, I'm not sure if I would. Yeah, maybe I would play Caicedo instead of Reinders, but Everton at home is also a nice fixture. Uh, I think that he will start. Now, obviously, there are some doubts there, so this is just my opinion, Rizwan Ali. Final decision wildcard is Chalobah, Burn, or Anderson. Already have Pope in goal. On a wildcard, I feel like I would go for Chalobah because the fixtures are just the best for Chelsea. And at some point, maybe when other center backs are going to be back for Chelsea, maybe we could see some rotation. Maybe he's going to miss the odd game. Maybe he's going to miss one game at some point. But the fixtures are decent, so I think that I would go for Chalobah. The fixtures for Anderson are not great short term, so yeah, but obviously he's decent at that price anyway. 19 likes, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciated. Yeah, I think we're not going to get any news. Nothing yet. Estevao or Garnacho to replace Neto? I think that Estevao and Garnacho both are going to start. Especially if Neto is not going to start. Good luck, brother. Have to go for dinner now. Thank you so much, XTI 2020. Really appreciate that you come for this stream. It really means a lot. And good luck to you. Have a nice weekend also. Do 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. Any update on Alderete? No. Yesterday he was pictured in training. Alderete. The news was positive from Thursday, so yeah, as you can see, I'm starting Alderete. I think that, or at least I hope that if he's not going to start, he's not going to play any minutes at all. Now, probably a lot of people are asking me about Alderete because they are preparing their bench boost. So in that case, I think that I would use the bench boost. I think that I would risk it if that's your case. But the news is positive. Now, 100% sure I just can't be about Alderete starting, but I think that he will start. Kedarnath Rudravan, also thank you so much for joining the stream. 19 likes, thank you so much, guys. Let's try to hit 20, and yeah, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this content. We have 5 minutes till the deadline, so make sure you lock in your teams. Obviously, my formation is 3-5-2 with Haaland and Voldemad, a striker. Nice, Emery. I'm still, I don't know. Should I just buy Enzo? I don't really like having Bruno Fernandes against Liverpool, you know, but yeah. Is this your final team? I think, yeah, if we get a leak about Enzo Fernandez, I still want to do Bruno to Enzo, Chuluvai, but I still 50-50 with Foden. Lot of love from Nepal. Thank you so much, Chuluvai. Really appreciate it. Love from Romania here. Hi Dave, hey man, how you doing? Do you think Guyu starts? Would you go Poro in the back four or risk playing Guyu? Personally, I don't think that Guyu starts, but who knows? Maybe that could happen if Enzo is out, but again, I'm not sure about that either. Take the risk, Dennis. Yeah, I'm not sure. What happens if Enzo is on the bench and he comes in? 'Dennis, we are playing FPL already with 9 players. Everyone have Semenyo and Haaland. Yeah, pretty much everyone has Semenyo and Haaland, and soon Gabriel probably and Bukayo Saka. Yeah, your team looks good, Rizonelli. I think that I would play Reinders instead of Stark, but that's just my opinion. Other than that, your team looks great, and that's how I would do it. One minute, guys. Remember to lock in your teams. Not a big fan of Saka. I can't trust his fitness. Yeah, pretty much. I guess you can't really know when a player is going to be injured or not. Under caption, I'm live now. Yeah, I saw your team, Rizwan Ali. I like it. This is how I would play it. Now, maybe I would play Reinders instead of Stark, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, we didn't get any leaks, so I'm just going to roll, I think. We are done. The deadline has passed, guys, so yeah. Believe me, man, you are most underrated channel. Thank you so much, Chuluvai. Really appreciate your kind words. Thanks a lot for being here. He's a great player anyway. Good luck, Dennis. Good luck, everyone. I'm going to still be here for 10-15 minutes to see. Let's see if Enzo is going to start. But this was my final team. Yeah, I didn't make a transfer. Roll the transfer, 3 free transfers next game week. That's a good position. I didn't have 3 free transfers for, I don't know, a long period of time. Yeah, so thanks a lot, Chuluvai. What you can do if you want this channel to be more, I don't know, if you want to help the channel, obviously, and you can watch the content if you enjoyed it, obviously, and yeah, it really means a lot. Waiting for Enzo news. Yes, we're going to wait to see, but now we're going to chill out a little bit. Let me just post my team and then we can chill and wait for the news. Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone, for being here on the stream. If you want to leave a like on your way out, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. We're going to still be here and wait to see the Chelsea lineup. And then, yeah, we're going to discuss it a little bit. Let's move to Twitter for a second. Also, guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter, 798 followers. If you want to help me to get to 800, that would be amazing. And also, what I didn't mention, thanks a lot, everyone. This week I got 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is a big achievement for me, and I thank you, everybody of you. I thank you, all of you, for this to happen, obviously, because it's thanks to you. So yeah, a nice milestone for me. And for us as a channel, obviously, it's thanks to you. So, yeah. Glasner confirmed today he will be leaving as a free agent this summer today. Yeah, I saw Glasner confirmed that Guehi pretty much is not going to renew his contract with Crystal Palace, so he could leave as a free agent. in the summer, or he could leave in winter with a transfer fee, obviously. So again, Liverpool, let's see, maybe they're going to buy Guehi in January, maybe they're going to get him for free, or maybe he's just going to go to Real Madrid. So yeah. Last year I have win a fantasy from our local area only because of you all only because of you copying all of your team. Thank you for that. Okay, yeah, I mean last season, my season last year was amazing. I finished 4K. So if you copied my team um last year, yeah, probably you have a pretty decent rank. So yeah, thanks a lot. Really happy that it worked out for you. Yeah, obviously you're free to copy my team, my moves. It's public. It's not a secret. If I wanted it to be secret, I would not be uh, streaming and making content on YouTube. Um, so let's see. In 10 minutes, we should get the lineup for Chelsea. Mm-mm-mm. So this was my team, guys. If you join the stream later, FPL Raptor Ross did Raya to Pope and Bruno to Saka. Now that's a nice set of transfers, to be honest. Okay, so he sold Raya and now he has double Arsenal attack. Interesting. FPL Pickle, wildcard. Let's see a wildcard team. This is pretty much what I would go on a wildcard. Yeah. Maybe an Alderete here or something like that. But yeah, really good team. Do 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 do. So hopefully, guys, you were right about um, this poll. 41 votes. Senesi. Who do you start? Senesi 66% and Van de Ven 34. So guys, if Van de Ven is going to outscore Senesi, it's going to be your fault. So just remember that, okay? Would be so totally FPL if now in game week 8 Gyökeres is going to outscore Bukayo Saka. That would be really funny and really nice for my team, obviously. But yeah. Pedro Neto among those who have traveled to the city ground despite missing training in the build-up. Amazing. So Maresca is a liar after all. Also N'Golo Kante is starting for Chelsea, guys. Andy, roll to 2 free transfers. Okay. Yep. 5 minutes and we should get the... Imagine the scenes. 0-1 for Arsenal with Gyökeres scoring from a penalty. Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be huge for my team, actually. I would really love that. Now, despite being a Liverpool fan, and obviously I want Arsenal to not win the game, but yeah, from an FPL perspective, that would be amazing. Caicedo is at the City ground. Jabbar, JB, thank you so much for joining the stream also. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. So yeah, surprise, surprise. Caicedo is at the City ground. Pedro Neto is at the City ground. Everybody is at the City ground. I still think that Enzo and Caicedo are going to start anyway, so yeah, it's just a matter of if. Let's see. So yeah, really interesting to see what I'm going to do in the future, because now the plan was always to try to roll some transfers. Then the players I want to have long term are, I mean, not necessarily long term, but I want to have Enzo Fernandez from Game Week 9 if he's fit. I want to have Ismail Assar from Game Week 10 after he's going to play against Arsenal. And then my defense, I'm pretty okay with it. If you watch my team selection video, I showed there how my team is going to look like in the next few game weeks. I'm not happy with Gyökeres, but if he's going to start doing something, that would be really helpful, and then I'm just going to keep him for the next 4 at least. Then we need to see if I want to have Mohamed Salah, if I want to have someone like Alexander Isak and Bukayo Saka. Pretty much these are my dilemmas for the future. And if I'm going to have some free transfers to do that, close to 4 to 5, I can do that. But yeah. Let's just see. I don't know if we move to game week 9, okay? So I roll my transfer, we move to game week 9. I'm going to play Raya and Gabriel against Crystal Palace at home. Not going to think too much about it. Senesi against Nottingham Forest at home, and Van de Ven against Everton away. So I'm going to play this defense. It's perfectly fine. Semenyo, Bruno, I could even keep him if he's not going to drop so much, or if he's going to do something against Liverpool. Njai against Tottenham versus Reinders against Aston Villa. Kudus, fine. Gyökeres, João Pedro, Haaland. So next game week, it's also fine. Now, if I want to have Enzo Fernandez. The thing is, Njae is going to play against Sunderland in Game Week 10 and Fulham in Game Week 11, but long term, I'm not sure if I want to have Njae, so I could even sell him to someone like Enzo if I want to keep Bruno Fernandes, but yeah, I need to see if I want to keep him. Moises Caicedo among the Chelsea travelers also. Yeah, in 1 minute we should get the news. Enzo is not starting, guys. So yeah, now I'm happy. So Sanchez, James, Achampong, Chaloba, Cucurella, Gusto, Lavia, Neto is starting, obviously. Caicedo is not starting. Caicedo is on the bench. Andres Santos, Garnacho, and João Pedro. Okay, that's an interesting lineup. Estevao is on the bench. Guyu is on the bench. And Enzo is not even with the squad. They will start for sure. Damn. Yeah, a lot of changes. Um, Not even on the bench. Yeah. Now I'm happy I didn't make the transfer because obviously I could just use the transfer to sell Bruno to Enzo and have Enzo next gaming. But at how things are going right now, that's just what I said earlier. What happens if today or tomorrow we found out that the Enzo Fernandez injury is not as positive as we knew? Now, if he's, let's see if he's going to be available for Game Week 9. It's not out of the question now, but yeah, that's not an amazing lineup for Chelsea, to be honest with you. But yeah, João Pedro on penalties, by the way. So yeah, interesting. Interesting. Maresca wasn't lying about Caicedo. Finally, is that uh, uh, Pedro Neto, who was most likely to not start from all of those three players, is starting. Caicedo bench, Enzo not in the squad. Wood is on the bench also. Yeah, so yeah, I always thought that at some point Chris Wood is going to lose his place, but didn't thought that it's going to be that earlier. So yeah, they are starting Awonini. Obviously, I butchered that name. Me and Enzo will give same points in FPL today. Dexter. Yeah. Yeah, now thankfully I didn't make the move. So let's see what's the problem with Enzo. It's looking like it's not that straightforward. Um, João Pedro is going to score a penalty, guys, today. Sorry for you to hear it right now, but this is what's going to happen definitely. have João Pedro. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, if Haaland could miss with with a rest or something like that, João Pedro is going to be my captain. So wouldn't mind that at all. I guess. Now, obviously, we need to see how Chelsea are going to play with this formation. Achampong and Chaloba, they are playing three at the back. It's looking like James and Gusto are going to be wing backs. Then Lavia and yeah, Neto, Garnacho, João Pedro up front. Interesting lineup. Let's see. Hopefully they're going to get some chances for João Pedro at least. So let's see. We have Champions League games right this week. We need to see what's the problem with Enzo Fernandez. How bad is the injury? Now, surely there is some doubt around him, right? For him to miss out completely. I only have Cucurella. Nice. Cucurella is a good one. It's 4-2-3-1 how they play versus Liverpool. Gusto James in midfield with Lavia. Now back 3. Okay. Gusto and James in midfield. Maybe. Yeah, probably. I mean, we'll see, but yeah, I trust you, Dexter. I don't like that dude, Andrew Santos, on number 10 positions. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not so familiar with his name. I think that it's the first start for him in the Premier League for Chelsea, so yeah. Not great for João Pedro. Yeah, not great for João Pedro. I mean, Garnacho looked okay in the last game mix from my point of view, so Lavia is okay also. The bench is not. I mean, on the bench you have Estevao, you have Gittens, you have really good players on the bench. Even someone like Bonanote could play as a number 10, I guess. And you have George and Guyo as strikers. Yeah, Tosin also is on the bench. I mean, as a non-owner for Caicedo and for Enzo Fernandez, for me, this lineup is just perfection. Now, if they could concede also, for me, that would be amazing. Because I suppose a lot of people have Douglas Luiz also, by the way, starting for Nottingham Forest. A lot of people have Chelsea players, I suppose, Chelsea defenders. Yeah, he uses them directly in midfield, like how Pep used fullback moving mid. Since he's Pep, Kobe directly does it. This is exactly the same versus Liverpool, exactly same versus Manchester United. Yeah, I mean, so you mean they are going to play as inverted fullbacks like Trent played for Liverpool last season. Like fullbacks in play, moving into mid, he used directly fullback into the midfield. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but still, then on the formation, they are still fullbacks. Now they are going to, in possession, obviously they are going to play in midfield, but they still have Achampong, they have Chaloba, and they have 3 fullbacks: Cucurella, Gusto, and James. That's why I thought maybe in defense at least they're going to play 5 at the back. I mean 3 at the back. Yeah, in out of possession they're going to play 5 at the back. In attack, yeah, they're going to play in midfield. So yeah, we're going to see. Anyway. But yeah, interesting. Really happy I didn't use my transfer. But yeah, I going to go now, guys. I need to go. Great stream, Dennis. Good luck. Thank you so much, for being here. Really appreciated. Good luck and have a nice weekend also. So thank you so much, guys. Imagine them as how Slot is using Soboslai and Curtis Jones. Yes, Dexter. I understand. I understand what you're saying. But still they have 5 defenders, so they need for them to not have 3 at the back, need, I don't know. Anyways, bye bye, see you next week, hopefully green arrow. Thanks a lot, guys, for being here on the stream, really appreciated. See you next time. See you for my content next week, and Wednesday I'm going to make also a stream, probably with a guest, so make sure you get in there. I wish you all good luck in FPL this week, and yeah, have a nice weekend, have a nice day. Bye bye, thanks a lot.